This is chapter 2, residential status and determination of tax liability. Basis of charge. A person can earn income anywhere. It may be in India or outside India or at both the places. Tax is levied on the total income earned or received by an assessee. The important fact which is considered is that at the time of earning a particular income, what was the residential status of a person at that particular time. The income assessable in India depends upon the residential status of a person. In income tax, scope of total income and residential status of a person is determined with reference to stay in India in the previous year. Residence and citizenship are two different concepts. Residence of a person may change time to time, but citizenship or nationality of a person never changed every year. An Indian may be a non-resident of India in a particular year, but a foreigner may be a resident in a particular year. This will happen when a foreigner will stay in India as per the rules specified in Income Tax Act. A person may be a resident in more than one country for the same previous year. Types of resident. Types of resident may be ordinary resident, not ordinarily resident, and non-resident. There are separate rules for determination of residence of different kinds of assessees. The different kinds of assessees are individual, Hindu invited family, company, partnership firm, association of person, body of individual, local authorities, artificial juridical persons. Firstly, we will discuss the determination of residential status of an individual. An individual may be a male, female, minor, or major. Rules for determining residential status are: number 1, ordinary resident. Under section 6 subsection 1, an individual has to satisfy one of the basic condition and both the given additional conditions. Basic condition is he or she is in India in the previous year for a period of at least 182 days or more. Second, he or she is in India for a period of 60 days or more during the previous year and 365 days or more during the 4 years preceding the previous year. Additional condition under section 6 subsection 6 clause A are: he or she has been resident in India in at least 2 out of 10 previous years immediately preceding the relevant previous year, and he or she has been resident in India for a period of 730 days or more during 7 years immediately preceding the relevant previous year. Exception to this rule, the above rule of 60 days may stay in India will not apply in the following cases. Indian citizen who leaves India in any previous year for the purpose of employment, or he or she is the crew member of Indian ship must have stayed in India for at least 182 days during the previous year instead of 60 days. A person of Indian origin who is living outside India comes on a visit to India in the previous year must have stayed in India for at least 182 days during the previous year instead of 60 days. A person of Indian origin means he himself or his parents or any of his grandparents were born in undivided India. An individual can be a resident but not ordinarily resident. Under section 6 subsection 6 clause A, an individual is not ordinary resident in India if he or she satisfies any one of the basic conditions, but he or she does not satisfy both the additional conditions. An individual is considered to be a non-resident if it does not satisfy any of the basic conditions. In this case, additional conditions are irrelevant. Now we will discuss the residential status of Hindu undivided family. Hindu undivided family will be considered as ordinary resident under section 6 subsection 2 if the Karta is the manager of the HUF. The residential status of Karta will be taken into account. If the Karta, manager or head of the family member of HUF control and manage its affairs which are wholly or partly situated in India, and if the Karta satisfy both the additional conditions mentioned in section 6 subsection 6 clause A, only then Karta will be treated as ordinary resident of India. Not ordinarily resident under section 6 subsection 6 clause B, the HUF is treated as not ordinarily resident when Karta or manager does not satisfy two additional conditions mentioned in section 6 subsection 6 clause A. HUF can be treated as a non-resident under section 2 subsection 30 if the control and management of its affairs is situated wholly outside India. Now we will discuss the residential status of firm or association of persons. These can enjoy only two status, either resident or non-resident. A firm or AOP can never be non-ordinary resident. For resident under section 6 subsection 2, a firm or AOP will be treated as resident of India if the control and management of its affairs are wholly or partly situated in India. A firm or association of person will be treated as a non-resident of India if the control and management of its affairs are wholly or partly situated outside India. Now we will discuss the residential status of a company. A company can enjoy only two status, either resident or non-resident. It can never be not ordinary resident. A company can be resident under section 6 subsection 3. The following conditions must be satisfied in order to get the status of resident. It must be an Indian company, that is place of incorporation is in India. Company has the control and place of effective management of its affairs must be situated in India during the previous year. A company enjoy the status of resident of India even if its all the business operations are located outside India, but its control and management of its affairs must be situated in India. A company can be considered as non-resident under section 2 subsection 30 if it is not an Indian company, that is, it is not incorporated in India. Its control and place of effective management of its affairs is situated outside India during the previous year. Now we will discuss the residential status of every other person. Every other person may be an artificial juridical person or local authority. Example like university, temples, idols, these are considered under other person. It can enjoy either a resident or non-resident status. For a resident under section 6 subsection 4, associate person will be treated as resident of India if the control and management of its affairs are wholly or partly situated in India. It will be considered as non-resident under section 2 subsection 30 if its control and management of its affairs are wholly or partly situated outside India. An individual or HUF only enjoy the status of ordinary resident, not ordinary resident and non-resident. All other persons take the benefit of either resident or non-resident. Now we will discuss the incidence of tax or scope of total income. The total income of any previous year of a person who is a resident includes all income from whatever sources he derives. As discussed in the beginning, that tax is levied on the total income of a person. According to section 5 of Income Tax Act, total income and tax liability of an assessee is determined on the basis of residential status. Now we will discuss incidence of tax in case of resident. Income received or deemed to be received in India in the previous year. Income accrue or arises or deemed to accrue or arises in India in previous year. Income which accrue or arise outside India during previous year. All these four cases will be considered. All these cases will be considered under incidence of tax in case of resident. Incidence of tax in case of not ordinary resident. Income received or deemed to be received in India in previous year. Income accrue or arise or deemed to accrue or arise in India in previous year. Income which accrue or arise outside India from a business or profession which is controlled or set up in India will be considered under ordinary resident. Incidence of tax in case of non-resident. If any income received or deemed to be received in India in the previous year and income accrue or arise or deemed to accrue or arise in India in previous year will be considered for non-resident person. A non-resident is assessable only for its income which he or she receives in India, not assessable for foreign income receipts. Now there is an assignment. Write short notes on what do you mean by resident and what do you mean by incidence of tax, and there is a long question. How is the residency status of individual is determined from income tax point of view? And another question is discuss the scope of total income on the basis of residence. I have referred these books. Thank you very much. Please subscribe my channel.